I mean, my inbox was flooded over the weekend of some people who were very angry at me for words on a hat. They did not like the hat that I posted,
I didn't see that. Now I want to see that.
You want to see the hat? I'm sure Steven had. It's just this on a hat.
Merching. This is perfect.
Support your local ICE raids over at saramerch.com. And there were some people who were, it must have been posted in some like illegal Reddit or something. I don't know, because there were a bunch of them that flooded everything all at once. But there was a death threat in particular that, you know, when you make a death threat that is credible enough, I'm going to take you seriously and I'm going to take you at your word. And it was just incredible to me the amount of people who, A, think that that's worth threatening someone over, but B, the misinformation that they have, to use their own term, the misinformation that they have, they're like, oh, well, who's to say that you're not next, even if you're a citizen? And I'm like, the fact that I'm a citizen is what, this is not hard. And they actually think that citizens are being rounded up because of the color of their skin. And I'm like, I'm not even tan yet for the summer.
Yeah,
so
but the media said that the reason for this is because the media has been disingenuous again.
Yes.
And what they're saying is
Maryland father.
Maryland father, which was a complete lie. They're saying that this family was deported, an American citizen was deported, when actually it was the parents that were deported and they chose to take their children with them, which is. It is a little bit different. You know, the child itself wasn't deported, but the parents, as they should do, took their kid with them.
Right.
But again, it's the media, and the media used to think that they had a responsibility to tell the truth, because when they go out there and they put this information out there, most people, certainly our age, Mitch, you're saying our age, right? Yeah. would look and they go, okay, well, I can rely on that. That is, they're reporting the truth.
Right.
Now they're not. It's a weaponized media. So there are still some people that think that, but they haven't recognized that the media is weaponized and they're not going to tell you the truth. And so it's a huge problem. I mean, thankfully we've got X, which is countering it, and a few channels like The Blaze that are countering that narrative. But this is why you're getting these kind of posts. And by the way, we'd all be mad if American citizens were being deported.
1,000%.
No question.
This is why it's insane.
Of course, like I would be the first one to call President Trump out if he were abusing this process or abusing this system. But we literally just voted in November and everyone was like, yeah, we want illegal criminals out of our country. It's really simple.
You know, you weren't the only people with death threats over the weekend, right? So in Austin with the No Kings protests, there was apparently someone who was at the Capitol who was going to attack legislators and saying, making death threats against legislators. And so the House Democrat caucus immediately issued a letter asking Governor Abbott to protect their protest. It turned out a few hours later that it was an extreme far-left liberal who was looking for Republicans to kill it.
Of course it was.
That never happens.
I'm sorry, it occasionally happens.
It never happens. It's never the left that's threatening to kill people. Ever, ever, ever. Honest.
Of course it was.
It's always them.
It's always them.
They get wound into this furor over stuff that's not even real. There's no plot.
But their lives are make-believe for the most part. They do live in this like kind of weird bubble where men can be women and women can be men. So it's no surprise to me that they get all like wound up about something that isn't true. By the way, Mayor Karen Bass did this as well, and it drives me bonkers. And again, I know that we highlight this on this show, but for me, if I see another person come out and say, you are targeting immigrant communities. No, they're not. Mm-hmm. They're targeting illegal aliens, is what they're doing. I'm an immigrant. I'm not worried about ICE knocking on my door.
Yeah, but you're white, Matt. That's what they would tell you.
I do not identify as a white man.
You're white with blue eyes. You don't have to worry about that. It's the brown people, they say.
Yeah, Gonzales.
They told me that.
Coming for you.
They told me my son is so dark-skinned that he's going to get deported.
Oh, my goodness.
He looks like he's from Venezuela, I'm told.
And they're not racist. They're not the racist.
Not at all.
one.
Right, exactly. I'm just like, no, I literally don't care what color skin you have. If you're here from Switzerland and you're here illegally and didn't follow the proper policies and procedures, you should leave. You should also be deported. I'm very uniform in this. It has nothing to do with race to any of us. It's just the other side. That's all that they see is race. And so you have President Trump in response to all of this over the weekend. He posted, it was a very, very long post, but he said that they've want to still facilitate the largest mass deportation operation of illegal aliens in history. ICE officers are herewith ordered by notice of this truth to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the single largest mass deportation program in history. In order to achieve this, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside. And so he went into explaining these are, well, he goes on about cheating in elections, growing the welfare state. All true, by the way. But he talks about going into sanctuary cities. He says, I want ICE, Border Patrol, and our great and patriotic law enforcement officers to focus on our crime-ridden and deadly inner cities and those places where sanctuary cities play such a big role. So let's see what happens, because you've got all these mayors and all of these governors who are claiming that they're going to be the big bad guy here. Oh, who's the big? I won't curse with Mitch here. Who's the big B in town?
Stop on Mike. I listen to the show. It's not like you're hiding from anyone, Sarah.
I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Well, I'm just like, you swear in front of me?
Yeah, really.
You're just Matt.
It's true. This is true.
We have a distinguished leader
person.
here.
It seems like we have this big lie that's being told in our country that our economy cannot function without the participation of these people in it. And I just say, let's find out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
exactly
find
right.
out.
Exactly right. Yeah, and I was a little disappointed that he came out and said, okay, all right, fine, for, what did he say, the farms and hotels and, I mean, all of these restaurants.
No.
All of these big, bigger industries.
We're not going to start making exceptions.
Right.
I'm also very concerned about the ongoing participation of China in our higher education. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is something that this is not really a place for us to be making exceptions. This movement came into office on the back of something very real that is a public sentiment, and we need to finish the job.
Yeah, totally agree.
No, I mean, we said on the show, didn't we, that immediately they should ban any Chinese students coming into the country. It's as simple as that. Like,
it's a national security risk.
It absolutely
it's nothing personal, right? It's nothing personal. It's just a national security risk. I'm sure you understand if you're, here with good intentions in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've got a son that's sitting there waiting to come into the country patiently.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it personally. I'm like, it's the process.
The time. You told that story before, and I think about that all the time. The people who are doing things the right way are always the ones who are punished by a bureaucratic system that doesn't police itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you've really seen it in the UK. It's really got worse in the UK because you're seeing this disparity with this two-tier system, actually, where what they're doing is they're policing people for praying outside of abortion clinics, right? But then letting these rape gangs go. There's going to be a civil war in the UK because of that, because people fundamentally want fairness, right? You can kind of deal with a lot of stuff if you feel that justice is blind and people are being treated equally. And it's clearly not happening there. And it's clearly not happening here. And it's very frustrating. For me, I'm just like, okay, listen, I know that Trump's trying to deal with it. I understand the process, and I'm not complaining about it. I see the United States, it's a privilege to me that I was able to come here. It's an absolute honor and a privilege I could become a citizen. So I'm not going to complain about that. But what I will do is complain about these other people that just walk over and then they fly the flags of the countries that they left and demand to stay here, all while saying that they hate the country that they're in. I have zero tolerance for them.
Yeah.
Zero.
It also feels like this is I know we got to go to break here in a second, but it also feels like this is our chance to not be the UK. Right? Like we are very quickly heading in that direction. This is our chance to course correct. And if we don't use that wisely, I don't know what happens to this country after
The thing that really concerns me for the UK is the ongoing Islamization of that country, and that you see it starting to happen here in Texas and other places too. And we need to guard against that. You know, the principles that formed our country still make our country great, and I think the UK has lost the plot in that regard, and they may ultimately lose the monopoly on violence that a government is supposed to have.
Oh, it's going to happen over there, without a shadow of a doubt. There's going to be violence in the streets.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
So, Mitch, you're talking about all of this, the how do you say it? Islamization?
Yeah.
Islamicization.
I don't want to know how to say it. Okay,
your listeners know what we're talking about.
I don't want. If you want to practice radical Islam, you should not be here. My personal opinion. I won't push that on either of you. But you can agree if you want to. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.